Welcome to Destination Divergence, episode 69. This is the Winds of Change group, the group that has been sent to Zundrick in order to find some ancient giant magic, or any information they can find about it at least, in order to either use it or stop it from being used in the repeated calamities that have been striking the realm. So far, you've arrived in Stormreach, one of the northernmost ports of Zundrick, and one of the few ports that are open to outsiders, so to speak, that you were aware of, one that Clemens was previously familiar with. You have all participated in the Red Ring, a gladiatorial arena, and drew the attention of some of the influential members of town. Specifically, one... I have the wrong notes open. Of course I do. There we go. Zilbar Selshadra, one of the Stormlords of the city, the ruling families that kind of share the different elements of running the town. One might run the law, but specifically Zilbar Selshadra runs the Red Ring. He has proposed to you all that you should help him overthrow the other Stormlords and make his family the sole leadership over Stormreach. There's been some debate as to whether or not you'll take this deal. I think most of the party has been not in favor. However, he is your only lead so far towards a guide that can lead you through the wilderness of Zundrick without getting lost. Last we left off, you were at the docks seeking out a contact from the Wilkes family who runs the docks, another of the great families, the Stormlords of the city. So let's jump right back into that. Stormreach, here we go. Alright, so you had sent off the dwarf that had met you at the docks before to go get his boss, and his boss would get his boss, and that boss would get their boss, until you finally found a member of the Wilkes family themselves, who is now approaching. And at the end of last session, I left on the cliffhanger that they were coming up to the group, but they had not spoken to you yet. Approaching you now is a wealthy looking, but not exceedingly so. Like you can tell that all of their clothes are well kept and are nicely made, but they're still rugged clothes meant for dock work. A human clad in these clothes. And nothing else seems particularly noteworthy about them. They're not of particular stature or particular beauty, but everyone around them seems to look at them with respect immediately as they approach. This man walks up to you all and holds out a hand, expecting one of you to take it.
Sure. Now, what am I doing with this hand? I'm not sure if this is a kiss or a handshake.
Oh, just a handshake. Yeah, I wasn't sure that you had taken it, but yes, he shakes your hand and says, I take it you are the leader of this group, then?
Sure am.
Well,
name's Felicia.
Pleasure to introduce myself to you, Felicia. I am Jedediah Wilkes, grandnephew of Jonas. Now, I heard that you had some potential business in the area, some reason to speak with my great uncle.
Indeed we do. We actually have can I sidebar with the group? Because I'm sure we had some momentum last session, and I don't remember what our exact plan was.
We were talking about getting a sponsorship. Right. I don't know that we talked about a direct plan for talking to this guy in particular. I just asked to speak to the other guy's manager because he said, excuse me, that he couldn't get us to talk with the guy we actually want to talk to.
Gotcha. So we are not planning to reveal, like, there's a coup happening at this point. Like, probably not until we get to the top brass.
Yeah, I don't think so.
No, I don't think so either. Okay.
There was some mention before that the low level guy thought this might have been like a loyalty test.
Mm-hmm.
It certainly seems like a if we're going to be talking about anything meaningful right now, they're going to shut us down immediately because they don't want to have any excuse for anybody moving against them.
Right. Okay. Good. All right. I am on board then. And we can resume gameplay in 3, 2, 1. Yes, indeed. I appreciate you coming to meet with us. I'm not sure if you've been party to this, but we are new in town and we made a bit of an entrance for ourselves in the Red Ring. I'm not, don't mean to toot my own horn, but I think we really put on a hell of a show. And frankly, we are looking for a sponsorship from one of the houses in the city. And, we were, for worse, drawn to your house, and we would just like to speak to whoever we can, because I think there's a lot of mutual gain we could get going here.
Sponsorship, you say? Like you'll proclaim our name to the crowd when you're out there in the arena. Is that the idea?
Right, in your name. Make an associate us with some top performance.
Interesting. I'm not sure anyone's done that around here. I'll admit I'm relatively new to this business in general, but this does intrigue me. I'll have to pass this up the line a bit. What were you all called? Felicia, I know, but
Felicia, yes.
Carrick.
And Clements at your service.
Felicia, Clements, and Carrick. I'll pass it up the chain, and can I find you here at your ship? You staying in town?
We are staying in town at the ship's cat.
All right. Well,
so if you need to send someone to the main room.
If we happen to need any further inquiry along these lines, I will be sure to contact you that way. We unfortunately can't grant you an audience with Jonas himself, as you would probably understand, but we can have some back and forth.
Certainly understand, and I think we could really make it worth your while. So just let us know, and if you want any proof of our abilities, just ask around the ring.
Will do. I don't get down there much myself. I'm quite busy around the docks lately, but I will ask around.
Sure thing. And speaking of being busy, is there any, just in the interest of sweetening the pot a little, are there any needs that a group of capable adventurers could maybe help you out with?
Group of capable adventurers, you are. Gladiators and adventurers. Quite the accomplished group.
They go hand in hand. Yeah.
That does make sense. Nothing comes to mind at the moment. I manage the docks here. These couple piers, those are mine. It's not particularly adventurous work. We take tolls. We do maintenance. I can ask around again, though. Ask higher up.
All right. Well,
would appreciate
won't take absolutely. Yeah, we won't take any more of your time here unless
if you're
you got anything?
If you are looking for a spot of adventure, I'd almost just ask around with some of the captains and see if they're doing anything exciting. These other ships, well, the Storm Sea is not a particularly calm one at any time.
All right. Good lead. Thank you, sir.
Of course, glad I could help. Thank you for doing business with the dock here.
Our pleasure.
Then walk away.
Well, that seems productive.
Hopefully. They're playing it pretty close to the vest, but that's what you'd expect. Better to play it safe than go too hard, I think, so.
Hopefully we don't have to climb up any walls in the middle of the night too soon. Unless we're intending to, stab someone at the other end of it, but...
Yeah, we gotta talk later, figure out what we might be able to do here, because I can't find it in me to go and do that Zelbar's work, whatever his fucking name is.
Yes.
It's a slimy one. What time of day is it at this point?
Let's see. I believe you headed to the docks first thing in the morning, but you went to
Yeah.
bed late last night, so it's probably just before noon.
Okay.
Slept in a bit, then headed straight to the docks.
Yes, I believe so.
That's right. Yeah. Oh, you two have any other ideas?
We could just go and try and rough it.
Yeah.
I have a feeling we'll die if we do that. They seem to be pretty well organized, and you know we came close to meeting our matches in the arena. I have to imagine that they'll have people around that level.
Oh Lord, I thought you
as
meant
defenses.
roughing it out in the wilds, not killing the dude.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
Oh, that's more reasonable.
Thomas, where's your head?
Never mind. Don't mind me.
All right, well.
You know where my head is. Is my mic really bad?
No, sounds good.
No,
Okay.
No,
I think
sounds good.
Yeah. Oh boy. Oh, it's these guides. I really do wonder how. I just so badly do want to make some sort of connection with these bug folk guides.
Yes, I wish we had heard something else about them before now. We could go information gathering about them, but I have the feeling we'll probably stand out if we do exactly that. They seem to be such a precious resource that they probably don't take kindly to people snooping around about them.
Oh, well, I mean, I feel you, but at the same time, we're adventurers. We're new to the area, and obviously we want to explore. I don't think anyone would think too hard about us wondering, hey,
hopefully not.
How do you explore? Now I wonder if these two things line up. I mean, who's going to know? I mean, who's going to know more just about the idea of getting out there than some of these ship captains? If we maybe just try to make a connection there and help someone out, maybe we can just ask about the local.
That's a good idea.
Climate about bugs.
Yeah, maybe even one of the ship captains knows a guide if he isn't one.
Yeah, let's do this. I think this is.
Make friends with the locals. I like this plan.
Okay. Well, we're already here. I would like to just kind of start looking around and looking for what the most capable looking vessel is that has some people milling about it.
Can Carrick look too?
Yeah, one of you can give the other advantage on. If you're looking for the most capable vessel, I'll call this just investigation. I'm trying to piece together the details of each ship.
My investigation sucks.
I'll give it a go.
All right. Looking through these vessels, there are a bunch that you can see have been patched up quite a bit over the years. Some of them appear very old, and there are quite a range of different sizes and shapes, and it's quite unusual. Like many ports you've seen that tend to have at least many of one nation's particular shipbuilding techniques or another. This is just a big hodgepodge of all sorts of different types of ships. The largest one you see, though, is the most familiar. You see a Lyrandar elemental galleon docked here at the port. That is the only one that has elemental rings surrounding it, though it is not an airship, it is a water ship, but the elemental rings help propel it faster in the water. And definitely appears to you to be the most capable of the lot.
Okay. I would like to. Let's gather all of us. Let's kind of approach near the edge and see if we can get someone's attention.
All right, full swagger mode, everybody.
Oh yeah. Okay, turn it on. Clemens, I'll let you lead this time.
All right, Clemens will lead the swagger. And just sauntering up to, was there what looks like a captain clearly visible? Are they unloading the ship at the moment? What does the staff around them look like?
Yeah, it appears at the moment that they are unloading the ship, bringing things down to the dock, and you assume preparing to sell. So there are a number of big, bulky crewmates carrying large boxes or using various implements to wheel them along a large ramp down from the ship to the pier. You don't see a captain from your current position, and there's quite a bit of foot traffic going up and down. There is a crewmate with slightly more fancy clothing at the bottom with a spell shard in his hand that he appears to be writing in as crew goes by, keeping inventory.
All right. I'm going to swagger up to him and say, "Oh, belly legs, where's your captain at then?" I'm trying to be as piratey as possible, though I'm really rusty in my talking to other pirates.
Okay. Are you coming at this with like strength of personality, or are you trying to like be charming with piratyness?
I'm trying to have some kind of a mix of camaraderie and authority.
Okay. Give me some intimidation then. You're trying to assert your piratyness over his.
Indeed.
All right. Oh, yes. Were we expecting you? Sorry, it's so much to keep track of right now.
No, we just thought we'd offer your captain a business opportunity is all.
A business opportunity? Oh, Captain loves business.
As do we, which is why we thought we'd talk with you. Your vessel has certainly the finest pedigree of any at these docks.
Oh, you've got a good eye for vessels. I can say that for certain. Yes, we are quite successful out there in these waters. Could I just get your name for the record?
Yes, you can put me down as Clemens.
Clemens. All right. Kind of. You see him like kind of flick a finger across the spell shard and then start scribbling something else down. Go on up, Clemens. Right in the second deck, you should be able to find Captain Vinay.
I give him a gracious thank you, and I flip him a platinum because that's what you do around these parts. And then I'm going to go in the direction that he indicated.
All right. Is it just Clemens boarding?
Oh, you guys come. I will follow. I'll follow along. Yep. For your posse.
Karik as well?
His mic is on. I'm not hearing anything.
Yeah, I see the green light in Discord, but I'm not hearing anything.
He just said he realized his mic isn't set up.
Oh no.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Thank you. So Karik goes up as well. So, yep, the three of you board the ship, and as you do so, like I said, there's quite a bit of foot traffic here. So another crewmate arches over the top and sees you and has to stop and pull things aside so that you can make your way up, since you are clearly more important. You're not hauling cargo after all. Yes, indeed. So you must have some piratyness that they don't. So you do make your way up.
Is all.
Yes. And you do fairly quickly, after following the directions of the crewmate down on the pier, a familiar looking captain with his feet kicked up on a table, kind of tilting back in a chair, enjoying some rum. His hat
familiar looking, you say?
Over his eyes. Yes, you happened to notice him in the bar the other night, 2 nights ago, specifically.
Aha.
He is a man that Karik recognized.
Oh no.
Shit.
Does Karik make any notice of this? Or rather, does he indicate his notice of this?
How good are you at reading faces? You don't have to be that good.
Clemens is really good at it. That's one of her specialties.
Yeah, you can tell he is genuinely surprised, disappointed, perturbed. Yeah, he's not feeling too good right now.
And because I'm behind you, Clemens. I'm just gonna kind of lean over to Carrick and say, "Hey, boss, what's going on? You look like you've seen a ghost."
I'm just gonna cast a message and say, that's my dad.
Clemens does not hear this, and so knowing that something's up, but knowing that you cannot lose face before a fancy captain man that you are trying to impress, she just swaggers forward, and she gives a piratey bow to the dude behind the desk, if he was at a desk. She says, "Top of the morning to you, Captain. Clemens at your service."
It takes a second for him to even acknowledge you. He's got his hat kind of down over his eyes a bit, and after you finish, he begrudgingly lifts a hand and tilts the hat back to look at you and says, "Yes, you have business."
Yes. We were... You, as you may or may not have known, my companions and I have found some a special success in the arena as of late, and we were hoping to transfer some of that military and tactical prowess into perhaps performing delicate tasks that you may not be able to entrust to ordinary crew members. I was a captain once myself, once upon a time, and so I know there are often, oh gosh, what's the word? There are often errands that one must see done when you come into port, or perhaps the errands of others that you wish to preclude, and sometimes it helps to have a skilled hand to tend to these things. Would you happen to have any of those errands yourself you're looking to see done?
Roll me a persuasion check at advantage for using your piratey background.
All right, thank you.
Carrick is kind of just staring at this man, not saying anything.
He hasn't acknowledged anyone but Clemens yet. He seems like he's had a bit of rum and is trying to ignore everything around him actively.
That is more or less the state that Clemens is in also.
Yes, of course there are delicate, as you put it, tasks and errands. Yes, delicate errands. Good way to put it. But those are not the errands I would entrust to wanderers that show up on my ship looking for business. You'd have to earn the trust that would allow me to send you on those kinds of errands, and I do trust my crew.
Your judgment is about Pierre, Captain. What might one such as us do to earn that sort of trust? As I assure you, it will not be long in coming if you give us the opportunity.
That might take some thought. The easiest answer is for you to join my crew, and after a few years, you don't screw anything up over time, then there's a good chance that you come out on the other end with a good bit of trust and respect.
Well, unfortunately, our business will take us likely in a different direction to that of your illustrious ship and her crew in the next few years. Our timetable is more looking over the course of perhaps the next few days to maybe the next few weeks at the longest. Would you happen to have anything that might be done in that sort of time scale?
I see. So it'll be a more difficult endeavor then. Well, the only answer I can think of then is for you to do something for me that is so unsavory you wouldn't do it unless I would just have to trust you at that point.
Yes,
sir. Be bound by that, well, dirt that I would have on you, essentially.
Sir, I wouldn't have it any other way.
Well, I suppose the easy way for this is, do you have any dirt to offer me that I could just keep on you?
I instinctively go to my pocket to check for dirt. I do not have any dirt on me.
Secrets or sins that you've never told anyone, but that you can prove you've done, and I can hold on to that proof. And, well, if you ever mess anything up or cross me, you'll pay for it.
That is a good question, Clemens thinks to herself.
Let me message Carrick.
No.
And say, I don't know if we're gonna be able to pull the wool over this one, but how you feel about me bringing up our war crimes?
Well, Clemens is going to step up and gesture broadly to her silver flame armor, and she's going to say, "Do you know how I got this armor, Captain?"
I suppose you killed a man for it.
That's a good guess. I was given it in my initiation ceremony, just like every other member of the Silver Flame. Oh, you know ascends to that rank. And since that day, I have killed many members of the Silver Flame. I have murdered so many members of the Silver Flame. Those heretics and idiots who have perverted that beautiful faith of mine. I am wanted in quite a lot of places. None of them know who I am. You do, though. Now this, she points to a necklace she's wearing. This I killed for. That was also a Silver Flame was wearing that. And this and this and also this. But no, this one was mine.
I see. So there's some, you could say, betrayal in your past.
Yes, quite a lot of it. On both sides of the equation.
Well, forgive me if betrayal isn't, what I'm necessarily looking for in the past of a trusted associate of mine. However,
that's
you did
fair
trust
on the one
me.
hand.
You did trust me with this secret, and so I will grant you an element of respect.
So long as you never pledge virtuous loyalty to me and then take it away, then I cannot imagine a scenario where I would break my word. There are things that are sacred in this world, and there are not many of them. And those are the only things that could convince me to break my oath. And I cannot imagine any of those coming remotely close to anything that you would ask of us. Unless you are, yourself a high-ranking member of the Silver Flame who desires to pervert it further.
Roll me a persuasion check, please. No, I'm no high-ranking member of the Silver Flame. I haven't thought about much religion except just money. The religion of every pirate in quite a long time.
A very reasonable man you are, sir.
Thank you. Now, I'm going to grant you at least a little bit of trust, because I know if you do cross me, you'll have not just my own forces against you and all those allied with me and all those who I have dirt on, but also those people that you've betrayed.
That's a lot of people altogether, sir, no matter how we look at it.
You couldn't take us all on, could you?
I would try, sir, but I don't foresee having to.
Excellent. Well, Clemens, consider yourself to have gained some of my trust. Now, the rest of your associates, do you vouch for them as well?
I can vouch for myself. I'm gonna step up, bringing this same swagger, and I'm gonna look at him real close, and I'm gonna say, we were doing a job up north. We need to make a splash, send a message to a transport company and their airships. We wanted to let the tower come down when they were doing a little presentation, and it did. And when that happened, fire elementals were let loose in the city, buildings were destroyed, people died. We did that, and we kept that secret, and we went on our way. And I carry that, and I live with it, and now you know.
Roll me a persuasion check. Yeah. Persuasion check, please. All right. Well, I think I like this one. That is mighty bold of you to bring up attacking my own people as dirt from your past. But you brought it up nonetheless. And I have to say I respect you for it. And just know that if you ever do cross me, I'll come down on you twice as hard.
Likewise.
Consider yourself to have earned a bit of my trust. You were
Felicia.
He nods to both Felicia and Clemens respectfully.
Clemens bows low.
Now this one, do either of you have dirt on this one? Or do you have dirt you want to bring forth yourself?
Dirt. And he kind of just eyes him. I don't think you've told us your name, have you, Venet?
She gives him a "what on earth are you doing" look.
Oh, you could have heard that from some of my crew.
True. Of course.
Sir, I vouch for them with my life and my honor. If they betray you, then it will be as though they betrayed me.
Well, terrible things come to those that have betrayed you, don't they?
Oh, quite a few.
Very well. Let's drink on it. No good deal or earning of trust is ever complete without some rum, am I right?
Aye.
Yes, Captain.
Pull a bottle from under the table, and he'll kind of shout to some of his crewmates to bring some cups over, and they bring over a bunch of mugs. 10 mugs they lay out on the table. Pours some rum in each and holds it up high. To business, trust, and everlasting pain if you ever betray me.
To all that 100 times over.
Cheers.
Carrick silently just downs his in glass.
Yeah.
Some angst to this one, huh? That's good. You need some fire in this line of work. So, on the matter of delicate errands, as you put it, let's head inside where there's a few less ears around. I trust my crew, but you never know who else might be listening. He finally takes his feet off the table and stands up and saunters inside with the walk of a man who's had a bit too much rum. He leads you to his quarters, where there is a large desk, and the entire room is extremely well furnished. There are plenty of very comfy chairs for you all to sit on, and he sits on the largest and comfiest of them all behind the desk, and again puts his feet up on the desk that appears far too nice for it to have feet on it. You can see years of stains and scuffs on the top of the very nice desk.
He's certainly been at this a lot. Are there chairs, or do we just have to stand and lounge menacingly?
There are a number of comfy chairs around, yes.
All right. Slump into a comfy chair.
Yes, please take a seat, the rest of you as well. Now,
I sit.
how familiar are you with Stormreach? A lot of you.
Familiar with the castle.
Stormhome?
Stormhome.
Stormreach is the city you're currently Sorry for the confusion.
Oh, shit. Sorry.
Oh yeah, no, that's been killing me too. Still getting my bearings.
I see.
Familiar enough. I've been here, a few times. Around the horn. It's been a bit, though. Why?
Well, may have heard the rumors going around, at least, especially if you've been here long enough. My crew and I, we dock here and we unload our supplies. This is one of the best places for us to sell our wares, our legitimately gotten goods, of course. People don't ask too many questions around here, but they do tell you a lot of things. I'm sure you've heard about the woods around here.
Do I think he's referring to the place where people go missing, or is this something else?
Yeah, you figure that's probably what he's talking about. The entire port is just surrounded by woods on all sides.
Yes, people go missing. You can throw a rope out and pull it back, and it's longer than when it started, but your friend isn't on the end.
Yes, lots of strange stories like that. Now, I think whatever caused that is probably hiding something. Something valuable. With that monstrous of a enchantment, or whatever you could call it, there's got to be something that could set a man up for life, for multiple lives, maybe set all of my crew up for life, and all of you included.
They also say that only the Thraikeen can guide you through it. And not to cast aspersions on your perception, sir, but I am not exactly covered in insectoid plating myself.
Yes, I've heard stories of them, but I've never seen one, and honestly, if it didn't all fit together so well, I'd call them just another layer of bedtime stories to keep the children from running out there, but even the adults go missing out there, so I assume there's some truth to the stories. And I assume there must be truth to the stories of the Thrakreen as well. Have you seen any of them, or do you have any other information to bring about this?
At the moment, no. In fact, I was, it's a matter of incredible curiosity to me. I may have mentioned I've been the voyaging type in the past, and, well, land voyaging is, I suppose, different to sea voyaging, but I was wanting to get out there and take a look at what could be seen, and I was hoping perhaps you might be able to elucidate the matter a little bit. It seems that our interests might align in that direction after all.
They might indeed. So that is my first notion of a delicate errand that needs to be run. I trust my crew, I do, but I can tell just by looking at you all that ain't none of them can hold a candle to you. Figure if I can get you on my side, you might stand some better odds out there.
I'd put my money on it.
So, we'll plan an expedition then. See if these rumors hold true, go on a grand pirating adventure. On land, not sea, but seems the lands here are just as dangerous and tumultuous.
Just as unpredictable, yes. Are you planning on going along yourself? Are you planning on sending any of your crew members, or
of course.
Are you simply looking to send... Oh, yes.
I wouldn't miss this kind of adventure. And
Lovely.
I'm sure I can rely on all of you to keep me safe on this journey.
That's why we're here. And what time are you looking to begin this voyage? Will you be procuring the supplies yourself? Do you have a list of supplies you're looking to procure?
Yes, we'll have to get started on that. I'll be honest, this has been mostly a dream that I've just been having, and it didn't seem like it would be possible until the three of you boarded and were asking for tasks.
A dream come true.
Yes, I get a good feeling about you three on the wind. there's something about you. I feel like the three of you and I and my crew, we can really do this.
We might be able to make some kind of a change in the world, you might say.
Indeed. If we truly come back from there with treasure, it'll certainly change this land. I'm sure many others will try after we succeed.
How long of a journey is it?
Well, nobody's come back, so I don't know that we could possibly know that.
That I don't rightly know. It's a large land and full of who knows how much treasure. If no one could ever come back from there, I'm sure that it's mostly untouched. Except for these Thrakreen, of course. From what I've heard, they don't much care for treasure, so it should be, I imagine, loads of it out there for us to just take for ourselves.
What I'm banking on.
And, I'm sure I'll get a feeling on the wind of where the treasure will be. I've got a good nose for these things.
Well, that's good to hear. Does he bring up anything more of substance relating to the voyage before we break the meeting?
Nope, he's just sort of gauging your interest for now, and that was the first thing he brought up.
Okay. I mean, I'm going to look to my companions, and I'm going to gauge whether or not they seem to be in for this. Clemens is thinking at the very least this gives us an excuse to go asking about the Buggy Boys. We can easily point back to the guy who just hired us to go do an insane fool's errand.
Faye is giving very enthusiastic eyebrow motions at Clemens.
That's a good sign.
Carrick just gives you the look of, I hate this, but I'm along for the ride.
Clemens is assuming we're going to have a big conversation later about what Carrick knows that Clemens doesn't.
Yeah. If he gets an opportunity where it doesn't look like Bennett is paying attention, he'll cast a message to Clemens and be like, the reason for my behavior is that this is the guy I recognized in the bar the other day. This is my father.
Can she send back with message, or is that a different spell? Okay, she's going to send back, oh, dude, I'm sorry, that's rough.
That's rough, buddy.
That's rough, buddy.
She doesn't entirely understand why that impacts the mission, since the guy clearly doesn't recognize you. But she can't really convey that.
Well,
yeah, we're getting what we want, so Carrick is just dealing with it.
Then I assume we'll probably yes, sorry.
Can I count on you for this then? Should I start the preparations and get everything turning?
Captain, you can count on us to support you and protect you on this journey. We will see it to whatever end that we reach. And by end, I mean, not in a grim sort of way, in a finally we have succeeded sort of way. It's a very delicate thing, sir.
He takes his feet off the table and stands up and emphatically reaches out a hand to shake Clemens.
She'll emphatically shake it back.
Very well. I can smell the adventure already, and it's getting me energized. I think he just takes a big swig of rum and sets it down and says, well, I've got work to do, so I suggest you all get yourselves ready as well. I will have my men keep an eye out for you. I think I recognized a couple of you from the bar the other night, so I should be able to find you there again, yes?
I would imagine so.
You bought us all drinks. It was quite an experience.
Oh, yes. I remember that. No. It was a good night.
Yes, well, we'll contact you when we have more ready, and hopefully you'll be ready then as well, and we can get this rolling. Ooh, it's been a long time since I have traveled lands and waters that I have not yet seen. I'll get to work. And he
We skedaddle.
ushers you out and closes the door.
Well, that went well. Yes.
Oh,
Hmm.
I'd
As
say,
well as it could have.
I'd say great without the little detail that we learned here.
Should we find a private place and discuss that? I don't want to just leave it undiscussed. It seemed it was bothering you.
Let's head back to the inn. We can walk and talk.
Correction, sir. We swagger and talk.
I have to get back in my swagger mood.
Swaggering is good for the soul, as they say.
It is.
All right. So you do make your way back in the direction of the inn. It is now early-ish afternoon. Do you wait until you get to the inn to talk, or did you say you were going to walk and talk?
Yeah, as soon as we're far enough away,
Okay.
Kirk will be like, so, as I said, that man is my father. I've never met him before, but I recognize him from images from pictures that I've seen of him.
What are the odds of that? Do you think this was meant to be, or is this more like a cosmic trap sort of thing? It can't be sheer coincidence.
The Traveler works in strange ways, but it kind of makes sense that he would be here. I mean, I would imagine he would have been in Stormhome before everything happened. So, I mean, I don't know how long he's been here. So maybe it seems like he's been here for a while. So, I don't know.
Yeah, perhaps. Are there any precautions, perhaps, that we should take, or any considerations we should make?
He's a Lyrandar. That's all I really know about him. Other than that, he's an accomplished sailor.
No big time negative gossip about him, besides presumably that he has done you a little bit dirty as a father.
Not that I know of. My mom didn't like to talk about him a whole lot, understandably.
Understood, yeah.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that. I would say, what are the odds of us choosing the ship that was his, but I suppose he was the only Lyrandar ship, so as you said, it makes sense.
So are we, like, taking both ships?
That's a very good question.
Hmm.
So, our airship can, go in the air, right? Would we be safer if we took our ship and just hovered it over the wasteland, the woods, as it were, and just kind of trailed somebody below in a basket as a lookout? Like the opposite of a crow's nest, sort of. That might be safer than just going on foot. You'd think if we go high enough, we can always find our way back. I would think. Maybe nobody else has tried it before. Maybe lots of other people have tried it and they've been sucked into the forest as though it were a whirlpool in the ocean.
Yeah, I don't know. I would hate to destroy the ship.
Well, if we destroy the ship, I fear we're probably not getting out ourselves.
I feel... And we're trying to figure out whether we go in one ship with the pirates or if we take our own, right?
I don't think we'd be taking their ship regardless if we're going over the land, right? We're talking either walking on foot or using our ship and flying above, I think. I'm not certain, I suppose, now.
Oh, I guess. I assumed that we would be taking... This expedition would be on their ship. It's an airship, after all. Maybe I'm totally wrong.
Was it an airship? I thought it was an elemental ship that was still just a water ship.
Yeah, it's an elemental galleon. It rides the water. It's just
Okay.
significantly faster than other ships.
I have
Much
done
older
the
than
understanding.
airship technology, but a precursor to it.
Okay. In that case, I think we should commit to being on foot. I don't know. I don't want to risk the ship either, and I feel like if we're gonna, in some ways, I don't know if you two are thinking about it this way, but this is kind of testing the hypothesis of our, this being like a curse of the traveler, and with our connection to the traveler, are we gonna have some benefit when we're down there? And I think we're going to be able to understand that better if we're not in the ship. Am I talking sense?
What I can't get over is the idea that we might be risking the ship, but not our lives at the same time in this situation where no one has ever made it back alive. That being said, if you don't want to risk the ship, I can't imagine it necessarily being more dangerous going on foot. So I won't argue that too terribly much. It just, severely cuts down on the amount of rum that we'll be carrying along with us, and is, a little bit more tiring on the feet, I suppose.
Make a good point about the rum. Cannot contest that. Oh, dear. Well, how's this? When we next talk to him, he may have his own thoughts and feelings of whether or not we bring a ship. This might be a great asset to them, or he might want us all on the ground. And
so we will bring up that we have an airship and ask him whether or not he wants to, as the funder of the expedition, take it or go on foot.
That's what I think, yeah.
All right. What do you think, Karek?
Sorry, can you repeat the last question?
What do you think?
About what?
About whether we tell the dude we have an airship, or that's just kind of, I suppose, the question at hand is, do we tell him we have an airship, or do we just let him assume we're all going on foot?
Yeah, that's a good question.
There is the slight matter of it probably sounding really weird that we have this incredibly expensive ship that's this like pinnacle of technology, and we're like, hey buddy, can we like do odd jobs for you in our like private jumbo starfighter when you're sitting there in your little car?
Right. Oh, I'm starting to think that we should not reveal that we have this.
Yeah.
Question, Clemens. Is this safe in this like city here? Do you think Stormreach is gonna take care of our ship, or
if we pay them the coin, they'll take care of the ship. You don't mess with someone else's ship on a whim.
Something else to note as well, that I believe at the very least Carrick would have partially on his mind, is that only someone who bears the mark of Lyrandar can pilot that. And so if you reveal you have an airship, you reveal that you have a pilot who is dragon marked as well, to this man, which may or may not be something you want to do.
Incredibly good point. Would you mention that to the rest of the party?
Yeah.
Carrick, I had not thought of that. I feel stupid now. I'm sorry.
Don't worry. I kind of assumed that was part of the deal. Like if we reveal that we have an airship, then.
Well, now I understand why you were feeling so cagey about it, and I perfectly agree. On foot it is. We'll just have to make do with whatever rum we can hold.
Well, on the contrary, if we use the airship, there's a whole lot less time that we have to spend with him.
And do you think that would be worth revealing your, I suppose, meta identity?
Something tells me he'll figure it out eventually. We're going to be traveling for a long time. It's kind of hard not to see resemblance after a while. I don't know. He might be that dumb.
Now Clemens is unsure, and she doesn't like being unsure.
Mm-hmm.
Should we, what if we play a game of dice about it? Because I don't know. One moment I think perhaps we should, one moment I think we shouldn't. And I'll freely tell you, the rum is perhaps a larger influence than it should be in many respects. I still have a bit of a hangover. You can only really avoid that by drinking more rum.
Tell you what, if we go on foot, I'll convince them to bring so much rum. So much.
Yeah, that is a lot of rum.
I'm very intent about this.
But I'm undecided. Faye, you want to go on foot? Carrick, are you more leaning toward definitely go in the airship, or are you leaning more toward undecided?
I would say I'm undecided at this point.
Well, we have two of us are undecided, and Faye certainly wants to go on foot, so that feels like perhaps we should simply go on foot. But does that mean that I am also for on foot and no longer undecided? But that would mean that we should certainly go on foot.
We can go on foot. It's fine. I'll deal.
Thank you, Carrick. We appreciate you.
We appreciate you. Okay.
I have one condition, though.
Yes.
Yes.
Somewhere along this journey, we need to do something to really embarrass him.
Okay.
I am certain that the opportunity will present itself, especially if there's a lot of rum involved.
Agreed.
Agreed.
All right, deal's the deal. Next time we talk to him, we'll be in good shape. What do you want to do with the rest of our day?
Well, are there any leads we could begin to pursue about the Thrakeen? I don't know exactly how are we just putting utter faith in the traveler to unwind the curse around us, or are we taking reasonable precautions and trying to seek out the ones who seem to be unaffected by this curse?
Me, and maybe I need to put my somewhat addled thinking cap on a little tighter, but I thought that this was our lead for the Thrakeen.
And then he said that he has no leads. And so I was looking at this more as just an opportunity to do the thing we were going to do anyway. But, potentially get some, future resources out of it. Build up a contact within House Lorandar that might very well be very useful later on.
Mm.
And if he doesn't know how to get to the Thrakeen, I can't imagine any of the other captains do.
Right. And I think this maybe gives some more credence to the theory earlier that this really is more protected information than we're letting on. But here's I'm very much still on the I like these in general, and Carrick, forgive me for what I'm saying here, but I in general like these boat people more than that slimy fuck in his gold tower. If we get close enough with them and we can share something about what's going on, I would love to turn them against each other. And more so, I should say, to join the Doc's side against him.
They do take good care of ships, as far as I'm aware. The tower people, I have no idea. They provide places for people to fight. And I don't know if you've ever noticed in your experience of the world, but you don't usually need to give people provocation to fight. They'll usually just do it on their own. So he's not really providing that much value to society, not compared to, watching a boat.
He's just monetizing it. He's a money man.
He is a good money man as far as money men go, and I don't mean that I like him.
Oh, it's a terrible trait to have. Yes. Well, again, I think that puts us at not wanting to go too far elsewhere on that lead until we have more of a moment. But let's keep our minds open. If we can think of something, then excellent.
All right. Then tonight we will eat and we will drink and we will think and we'll write down all of our ideas and then we'll put them together and we will surely have better things together than any of us could have had on our own.
Good plan.
Although it is evening, certainly we shouldn't start doing all that for another few hours. What are we going to do in the meantime?
Let me look. City here. I guess I would just like to wander through town and just look for any expeditions, notice wanted signs, any sort of
anything we can double dip.
Yeah, or even just to know what's going on. I just feel like there's missing pieces here.
Yep. So we're trying to look for the out of the way pleas for help that most people are just going to overlook.
Yeah, big outlandish things that you can't, kind of like we're doing with this guy, not shit he would do with his regular crew. Yeah, I wanted to see what we can find looking around, checking in some
all right
places. Yeah.
Then Clemens will go along with that.
How would I roll for such a thing?
So specifically, you're looking for work to double dip on? Is that what you're saying?
We're looking for wanted posters or listening for rumors that sound like something odd is going on. Something maybe just below the surface that you're not going to hear the town crier talking about. You're not going to hear the town guards talking about. It's the weird, mildly unexplained things that decent people know better than to look into, because you're just going to run into trouble that way. Whether because of supernatural weirdness or some kind of a crazy conspiracy that is just pervasive over everything. I think that's the kind of vibe I was getting.
No, that's exactly what I'm thinking. Just kind of spending a few hours milling about and seeing if there's anything we can pick up on.
Okay. Yeah, just roll me I'll say this is a charisma investigation check. So
okay.
With investigation, you can add that. Otherwise, it's a charisma roll.
Okay.
Can I give help with that, since I am helping to look for these things? Thank you.
Be at advantage.
Okay, just charisma ability check at advantage.
Yep.
Oh,
no. Really?
Unfortunately,
that's a 1 and a 3.
That is unfortunate. Yeah, you wander around town for a bit, and Clemens helps translate some of the piratey bits to you, Faye, things like that, or helps you understand some of the pirate culture here in town so that you can better contextualize certain elements. But you do hear a lot of the same things repeated. There are people that recognize you as new in town and try to sell you treasure maps for the continent. of course, some of them are better at it than others. Some of them try to charge you exorbitant fees for these legendary maps that will certainly bring you treasure, but I'm so sorry, I can't go do it myself because of my bum leg. It's totally not because it's not going to lead you to anything. And others of them just try to sell them to you at a very cheap rate, just hoping to make a quick buck off you. Because why would you not buy a treasure map that could lead you to legendary wealth for only $20? That kind of thing. You don't pick up on much more than that, unfortunately. Many people recognize you, both from the Red Ring and from just having that look about you of not having the town worn into you yet, so to speak. The Clemens definitely fits in a bit better, but still, regardless. Today, you just weren't lucky. Didn't overhear anything that was particularly interesting.
Well, of all the roles to fail an advantage at, could have done worse than that one.
True. And there's always other days.
Yes.
So in that case, it is time for evening.
Yeah.
Yep. So yeah, you spend the afternoon doing that. Carrick, you would have a few hours to do whatever then with.
Yeah, I would join them.
Oh, okay. You just walk around with them as well. Sounds good. I'll assume Nakarath has rejoined you as well then and is tagging along. So we don't have to handle him doing a separate task. So it is now evening. What would you all like to do?
I think we're going to get dinner. We're going to get some rum, and we're going to write down ideas about how we're going to find information about the Thray Green tomorrow, or look for better leads than we found today. Stuff like that. We're just brainstorming.
Yeah, just general planning. Exactly. Yeah.
All right.
And also, I think we'll be in there, so if anyone who has business with us comes looking, we'll be there.
All right. Shortly after you do start, sit down for dinner and start eating, a young boy, probably in his early teens, he appears with a satchel of papers around his waist, runs up to you and, without even looking at you, begins digging through the papers and pulls one out and then reads it to you. And says, Jonas Wilkes proclaims that, excuse me, it's, yes, this one. Jonas Wilkes proclaims to you that he has no need of advertising, for everyone who comes into the town must use the docks regardless. He thanks you for the business opportunity, but that will be all. And then he hurriedly puts the paper away and turns and leaves and begins looking through the other papers that he likely has to deliver this evening.
I throw a gold coin at him.
He kind of... He hears it fall to the ground behind him and stops, turns around, picks it up, and gives you a nod and tucks it in his pouch as he runs away.
Well, that's that, I suppose.
Glad we talked to the captain. Seems like we've got our main lead then.
I'll drink to that, and then she does.
And so do I. All right.
Not much longer after that, the barkeep comes up to your table and says, strange thing again. I was told for you to go out back again. Is this gonna be a regular thing?
God damn it.
I wouldn't know. You tell me. You're the one who keeps telling us to do it.
Oh, somebody's telling me to pass a message along.
Well,
I'm
then
doing
ask
it out
them.
of a courtesy, but they didn't give me much time to...
You're very courteous, sir, so thank you for that.
I'm gonna go get back to my work now.
That's for the best. Cheers.
All right, he goes back to the bar. You can serving drinks again.
Ah, fuck.
Are we going to the Golden Man's place again with the tower? I don't remember much about the last time, so I'll have to pay more attention this time.
I don't wish to go all the way there.
He's rude not coming to us, you know. We're all the way over here, and he's all the way over there. The other guy was nice enough to send us a letter, at least.
Mm-hmm.
Can you believe this?
Damn, I don't want to go over there. I don't want to be trapped in there with him to give him the news he doesn't want to hear. But hell, what else are we gonna do? We I mean, we're gonna tell him no. So
He can come here next time. We're busy and we're planning. We can't just get up when he's not even going to do the thing we want him to.
yeah, let's see if we can send a message out back. At least one of you come with me, and I'm gonna just kind of
I'll go with you.
walk out that.
Clemens will also go.
All hold the table.
Karth will hold the table. The three of you head out back.
Looking for an old man.
There is no old man. However, Clemens, you hear a voice in your head. You're familiar with the message cantrip, and this is not how you were spoken to. This reminds you much more of how it feels when Leroy or Nakareth speaks to you. It's as if there's just an intrusive thought that just bubbles up in your brain out of nowhere, almost like it's one of your own thoughts, but in a different voice that feels foreign. I'll took you a moment. You're to make your way to the Red Ring. He wants to see you.
We're supposed to go to the Red Ring. He wants to see us. I don't know why.
The Red Ring. Okay. Well, we should make an appearance then.
Should we be asking where did Carrick go?
Carrick's with us.
Yeah, I thought Carrick came out.
I thought he held the table.
Nakareth.
Oh, yep. Audio must have clipped.
Yes.
That's closer. Let's rip this band-aid off.
Are we going to fight? It's the middle of the night. There can't be that many people there.
I don't think that's why.
Okay, let's go then.
Yeah, let's grab Nakareth and go.
All right.
Keep the tab open.
The four of you make your way over to the Red Ring, then. Takes you a little bit to get there, but as you approach, there don't appear to be any lights on in there or anything like that. It seems to be closed for the evening at this point, and the business of all of those patrons has moved on to the various taverns around town rather than the entertainment that the Red Ring provides. Carrick. Nakareth would notice this as well, but I think you're the second highest passive perception in the group. You notice as you walk a figure standing on the very top, like the roof of the Red Ring itself, watching you approach, which then disappears over the edge as you get closer. Can you roll me a perception check? Do you still have that item that lets you see really far?
No.
Okay. But if you can give me a quick perception check, just to see what details you do make out before they disappear. Yeah, actually, unfortunately, it'll be at disadvantage because I don't think you have dark vision that long. Should have thought out before I actually roll, but yeah, unfortunately.
Big oof.
Yep, did not work out in your favor. All you could really see was their silhouette. They didn't appear, at least from the silhouette, they didn't appear to be wearing like heavy armor or anything like that. They appeared to have dressed pretty light, whoever they are, but that's all you saw.
We have company.
Oh? I should certainly hope so. There'd be no point in us being here if we weren't meeting somebody.
On the roof.
Oh. That is definitely concerning.
Clemens is going to Misty Step up to the roof.
How far of a range is Misty Step?
That's a good question.
30 feet.
30 feet.
It does not reach the roof.
Clemens is going to fly up to the roof.
Okay. You Misty Step partway up. Fly the rest. Realizing
crap, the roof is up there and I'm down here.
All right. So you fly up to the roof. Make me a perception check. And do you have significant dark vision?
I am a human without any source of dark vision, I believe.
All right. So you're going to only rely on silhouettes and the moonlight above.
Will I have disadvantage on this then?
Yes, you will.
Oh no.
You get up to the roof and you look around and you don't see
disappeared.
who Karak was talking about. No one's up here.
Karak, I don't see him. Are you sure it wasn't a bird?
Yeah, I told you it was just a bird. I believe it was a robin. Thanks for looking, though.
Okay. She'll fly down.
All right. Rejoin the group. Do you enter the red ring?
Yes.
Yes. Right.
Yep.
So you head through the doors. You notice there is a light on inside after all. You just couldn't see it from the outside. There's just the faint flickering of light coming from the green room that you all had waited in before, the locker room of the fighters, the preparation room where all of you sat and prepared and prayed and got ready for your fights. Otherwise, the arena is dark.
Clemens is now impatient. She's disappointed that the person who was supposed to be on the roof was only a bird after all. She's just kind of hovering around. Well, whoever you are, you're late. It's not very nice to make us late. We were doing work. We were eating dinner.
After you speak out over the arena, you see a guard kind of march out from the inside of the room that the light is streaming out from, and he just kind of beckons and goes back inside.
They're not making this very convenient, are they?
Well, at least we're not getting jumped. Let's go over.
Float along.
All right. So all three of you enter?
Yeah.
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 All right. You go down the short hallway to this room, and you see inside several of the benches around the room have been sort of stacked together into a makeshift table in the middle of the room, and benches are around them. And a familiar-looking gnome is at the head of the table, with the same guards you saw him with last time around the edges of the room. Yes, friends, take a seat, please. Sorry for beckoning you out at such a late hour in such strange circumstances, but, I must keep moving these meeting points. I don't want there to be any strange patterns, and, well, you're all the champions of the Red Ring. It's not strange for you to come here.
In the middle of the night?
Well, most people don't pay that much attention this time of night. They're all drunk.
Yes, that's what I was trying to do.
Well, I do apologize,
Sir.
But this is the easiest time for me to move about undetected. Just the price of doing business, unfortunately. Speaking of business, I've made great strides while I've waited for your answer, and assuming that your answer would be yes, because why would it be anything else? I mean, I'm offering you so much. How could you say no? I've had great dealings with a traveling alchemist who has provided me with some rather exciting supplies. This should simplify this whole deal quite a lot. I'd like you to
Really?
travel to town and do some, well, sowing of seeds, planting of crops around town, if you will, and well, at my word, these crops will bloom into a beautiful display that will leave me as the one and only Stormlord.
We probably need more time to think about it. You only gave us like 1 day.
Oh, why would your answer be no? I'm offering you access to my vast resources.
I don't know why my answer would be no. That's why I have to think about it.
Yes, we're doing a lot of. You must understand, this is a rich tapestry of a city that you're running here, and we're still learning a lot. And I understand the gravity of what you're going for. Of course, this is a big change, but we just need to find our footing more. You must understand that this work will have consequences, and if we don't have more of a foothold in the city, we're gonna get swept away. Because who knows what fallout there's gonna be when we start making moves here. So I just need to request that we have a little more time to just do our own thing. We might even need to leave the city for a time before returning. But rest assured, this will be our home base throughout our dealings in this nation. So, I guess please understand. This is not a short-term thing for us, unfortunately.
Roll me a persuasion check.
So fuck it up. Okay, that's good.
I see. How disappointing. I must say, I'm getting rather impatient. Not with you all, of course, just in general. This is something I must do, and I must do it soon. If not you, then I suppose I'll have to find someone else. Terribly sorry. You'll have to find some other way to get what you're looking for, although I will say, unfortunately, I'll be the only Stormlord soon, and I'll be the only one with the resources you seek, so...
Yes,
once you come
very
crawling back to me,
unfortunately.
sure, we'll find something else for you to do. Perhaps in a few years you'll be able to work up enough trust and respect with me that I'll owe you something, and then I'll give you what you seek.
Good luck with that.
Goodness. Well, I mean, if it's funny. If I didn't know that we were friends, I'd think that you were getting a little threatening there, sir.
Well, you see, I always get what I want, one way or another. And I've tried the carrots, time for the stick.
Well, this was a pleasure as always. We'll be seeing you around.
No, you won't. And the guards begin to just usher you out of the room. Unless any of you would resist.
No.
No, I'm going
to take enjoyment in just floating away.
Being
drifting slightly out of their reach.
It's like a balloon.
Perfect. The guards look mildly annoyed at this. At not being able to reach Clemens. Alright, you are ushered out of the room.
Alright, so we'll make our way back, I presume, to
I would assume so, yeah.
To our place. Alright, when we are properly out of out of earshot of anyone, I'm gonna say, so change of plans. Fuck this little shit. I'm not letting this happen. I'm ready to sow seeds. Let's Sorry again, Carrick, but our best contact at this point is your dad, and we've got to get word to the lords that this guy's planning to do some real sketchy shit. This sounds like he's got something real planned, and that I will happen.
It would do some good to build some trust with my dad as well.
Yeah, I think so, but this is yeah, we gotta do something. I was chilled by what he was saying in there, and clearly there's nothing left with him and us that
What
didn't even have.
frightens me a little bit is that he just let us go, knowing of what he plans to do. It almost makes me wonder if he's trying to get us to go to somebody else to see who we're allied with, and then send them scurrying after, I don't know, maybe just ambushes. Oh dear, it's very hard to think about these things so late at night.
Yeah, I see what you're saying, but at this point, I think if better act fast than not act at all.
You're probably right. You're usually right about that sort of thing.
Oh, mighty kind of you. But I'm good and truly worked up. This is quite horrifying, and I think that if his plan gets working, we're in bad shape here, fellas. What? How late is it at this point?
Pretty late. I don't know that any of you have like a super accurate way to tell time, but it's definitely very late.
Do they have like bell towers or anything in town?
Nothing so orderly, no.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's definitely been hours since sunset.
Yep.
Can you? I know this is wild, but would you two be opposed to just trying to go back to that ship and just seeing if we can talk to him? I think we need to get this moving right now. I think he's ready to move.
Yeah, it's not like when we were doing anything else, I suppose.
Yeah, I don't want to sleep on it and wake up to a city on fire. Okay, then yeah, I mean, my plan is to go back to the dock and see if we can find, God, what's his name? Is it Velen? Varric? No, that would be
Venet. Venet.
Okay. Yeah, unless anyone else has different plans, I'd like to go.
No other plans here.
Okay, so let's make our way to the. And as we go, I do think that, and I know you guys are better at this than me, just trying to like look for, just kind of passively look out for anyone tailing us or anything like that.
Yep. Not having dark vision, that's especially hard for Clemens right now.
You brought Nakarath along, right? Just double checking.
Yes.
Okay.
Carrick will also look around.
All right. So as you walk in that direction, it's not long after you finish your conversation that Nakarath suddenly just grabs each of your shoulders that he can reach out to nearby, which would I guess be Faye and Carrick, let's say, and just yanks you off into an alleyway, and just starts sprinting, and then heads down another alleyway quickly. I would assume you would try and follow as well.
Oh yes.
Yeah, and if I can, while running, cast message and say, "What's going on, Nakara?"
We've got a tail.
Nice Nakarath voice.
I tried.
It's good.
All right, let's try and shake him.
Yep. So he leads you down a few different alleyways, and then at one point just tucks down behind what is essentially just a pile of garbage, and tries to get all of you as small as possible there. And then a few seconds later, you hear some footsteps just very faintly above you leap over the alleyway onto the rooftop that you are next to, across to the other side, and then continue into the distance. A few seconds later, Nakarath informs you that he thinks they're gone.
Thank you for the heads up.
Yeah.
Should we...
That's no good.
Should we wait here? Should we... What are we going to do next? What sort of a tale are we looking at? One that we can, easily dispatch, or one that we're trying to evade?
Well, if there's a confrontation,
All Nakarath noticed is that he didn't notice the tail until you started moving. And so who knows how much of the conversation they overheard when you were not moving.
Right. Because
while you started moving, they attempted to follow. That's when they rolled low on their stealth check. Low enough for Nakarath to notice specifically. So a sneaky, speedy tail.
Ah, shit. Then at this point, maybe we better not.
Well, we better get there quick, because not that it would bother me that much, but my dad might be dead if we just don't tell him anything.
Right, you're right. We need to just go. Then yeah, no, moving.
We got to get there before him.
All right. So you just head off at a fast pace then?
Yeah.
No attempt at stealth, just speed?
I would think so at this point.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Doesn't take you long at all to get there then. And you rushing up to the pier that this ship is docked at startles the couple of crewmates that were keeping watch at the bottom, and they both begin to draw weapons at your approach. One of them's holding out a lantern and has now like a scimitar in his hand.
Unfortunate.
I'm just kind of holding my hands big. We mean no harm. We're working with the captain. We have dangerous news. We need to speak to him and whoever's in charge here now. I swear to you that there's danger.
Persuasion check, please. Oh, that's right. I do think I recognize this lot. Sorry, you came up on us so quickly. You startled. If there's true danger, you should get up immediately. Then yes. Apologies for the confusion. They step aside.
Yeah, I nod and just we're running.
All right. You make your way up onto the ship, startling several other crew members as well, but they all heard the conversation down there. They're startled by your speed more than anything. And one of them just wordlessly points at the door she went through before, to the captain's quarters. Another one speaks up though. He's sleeping. You might just want to. Just a heads up.
Clements, you enter. I'm not gonna wake him. You've got better.
Say no more. She's gonna walk up to the door and just, I'm gonna do a self-imposed wisdom roll on this.
The best kind of wisdom rolls.
She's going to open the door. And she's going to, she's going to loudly yell that this is an emergency, Captain.
All right. you shout this, and the captain immediately just like sits straight upright in the bed, and like you can see his hand was already under the pillow, and he just whips it out, and there's a wand pointed at you, and then he kind of blinks and rubs one eye a bit. And, oh, what's that? It's an emergency. Okay, hold on. I only met you today, but you're a friend. Yes, sorry.
Yes, Faye will explain it. Yep. It's delicate, and I've had too much drink.
It better be an emergency at this time of night.
I'm going to warn you, there's going to be a lot of info coming at you real quickly, and we don't have time to process it super hard.
Let me get a drink first, then.
Yeah, I hope it's handy.
It literally reaches his hand under the other pillow and just pulls out a bottle of rum, uncorks it, and just takes a big swig. All right, that should help my mind get going a bit. What's
All right, first piece of information, the Nomi man in charge of the coin lord, the gnome guy of the gold keepers, he is trying to eliminate all of the other coin lords. He is trying to stage a coup. He tried to recruit us for this. We denied him, and now he has essentially told us he is going to get it done one way or another, and I believe that he has means and a plan to act quickly. And I think that all of us are in danger. Your whole house included, your lord and all of the docks. This is going to be a hostile takeover of the entire city, and we need to.
All right. Let me just. He gets up and kind of saunters out of bed. He's just wearing like a long like night robe and a nightcap. Wanders out and kind of tilts the door open a bit and just shouts, "Just man, we're leaving port. It's an emergency." And you just hear a lot of commotion after that, shouting, repeating of orders down the chain, things like that. That should buy us some time. He wanders back over to his bed. Now, a couple things, some information back at you. I am the captain of this lovely ship. I have no other influence here. I pay for my spot at the dock. But what I can offer you, my new friends and my new crewmates, it might be now. Well, I can offer you safe distance from the city and the safety of the walls of this vessel. That's about all I can do at the moment.
I mean, that's well and truly appreciated. This is a lofty goal, but I want to warn. I want to warn as many people as I can about this, and I know you just told us that you got your influence is what it is, and I certainly understand these people have been truly goddamn impossible to reach, but hell, before we leave city, I just want to do something.
Well, what would you do? What would you have us do? You said these Stormlords are impossible to. Do you have a method of which you could distribute this information? Because if this is happening swiftly, then I don't know how swiftly, but there may not be enough time to track down each of the families to deliver a message personally, especially not at this time of night. You could, if we've got some time, does it sound like a matter of days, weeks, hours?
I would guess not as soon as hours, but it could be days. Could very well be days. I don't know if we just get to the people and get word spreading. I'm sure things will travel up to the chain to their respective bosses.
Well, word spreading's one thing, but word spreading can be countered by other word spreading.
Exactly. We're at the docks. I've gotten.
Can't.
Oh, speaking of the docks, before we do leave, if there's anything you might have left in town that you're worried about keeping, especially if you think your lives were in danger, I wouldn't trust any of your property to be safe. Or any people you've interacted with that might have been overseen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're not ready to fully leave quite yet.
So my men are getting prepared and we can be ready to leave at a moment's notice.
Okay, hang tight, stay ready. But I think
Keck, maybe you could send Can you send a message, Carrick? I can't remember who can send messages and who can't.
Not that far.
Yeah,
Unfortunately.
Oh, damn.
All right, how about this as a GM note here? It's almost 9 p.m. anyways, and it feels like this is going to be some time for planning. So, how about we leave it off there for this week, and then you'll have a week to discuss plans and things, potentially out of session, to come up with something that there's some big decisions, big moments happening here. So, I feel like having some extra time to discuss that might be a good thing. So
I don't hate that at all.
I certainly will not complain.
Only cutting 10 minutes off the session, so not too bad.
No. Oh boy, this is
lots is going down.
Shit is happening.
A lot of skeletons going on in a few minutes here. No necromancers in sight.
That you know of.
Thank you very much for.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for the session.
Thank you for playing. Yeah, it was fun.
Of course. All right, later, guys.
Good night.